A few days ago, when the Oyo State Stampede happened, I know that I said, oh, the organization did not plan it well. The management of the event wasn't sufficient. Even the capacity of a venue wasn't sufficient. Those were the things that I cited, although I did not solely blame Queen Naomi and the Agidigbo FM. I also blame the federal government. But right now, I think I'm having a change of mind. I am solely blaming the federal government because what? As you all know, during the festive period, a lot of people usually share food because it's a time of forgiving, it's a time of sharing, it's a time to marry. A lot of people you will usually come out and say, okay, come and collect food here. And I do not think that, at these events, they have ever experienced such huge turnout ever before, which I'm blaming on the economic situation of Nigeria. You guys, it seems as if a lot of people, although we have been saying that Nigeria is hard, things are difficult right now with Tinubu's regime, but I think that people, before now, a lot of people have really underestimated the extent to which the economy of Nigeria has deteriorated. Because what? People have always been sharing food, but they have never been stampede. They have never been stampede. We have never, unless for, okay, they will say one person fainted due to the stress of, going and coming, but never a stampede when they are sharing food. This is bad. This did not even only happen in Oyo State. This happened in Anambra. This also happened in Abuja a few days ago. You guys, you can imagine, in 4 days, about 50-something people have died due to stampede where they are sharing food. And the disadvantage of this now is that a lot of people who have in mind to do this kind of thing would now stop. People are hungry, guys. People are hungry. In fact, a few days ago, I came down to Lagos, and I cannot help but throw curses at Tinubu. Although recently they have been arresting those people who have been, cursing Sheyi Tinubu, even Tinubu, Wiki, and all of that. A woman was arrested about a day ago, and then yesterday night I saw that a TikToker was hurling curses at Wiki, at president, and so on, was also arrested. This is not the period for that. Even if you don't know how to curse, you will be motivated to curse because it seems as if you people don't understand. If you go out and see what is happening in the society, you will understand why, as in people are, even if you, like I say, even if you don't want to curse, you will curse, you will feel motivated to. Anyway, today we are talking about how food sharing claimed 57 lives in 4 days. This is so sad. This is also unprecedented. It never happened before in the history of this country. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button. Also leave your opinions in the comments section. Let's discuss, share opinions, and rub minds in the comments section below. At least 57 lives have been lost during the sharing of food and palliative items in 3 separate incidents that occurred in 3 states of the Federation. The incidents happened during the sharing of food items, a regular feature at Christmas and New Year festivities. The philanthropic gestures turned awry when the crowd that had gathered became uncontrollable, and the ensuing stampede claimed the lives of people, including minors and the elderly, at the separate venues. A lot of people who used to be comfortable have been thrown into poverty. Millions of Nigerians have been thrown into poverty just because of Tinubu's regime, just because of removal of subsidy on not just petrol, but power supply. Now, 1,000 units, you get 4 units for 1,000 units for those that are on band A. You can imagine. And then with 3,000 naira, you get, that's 4 units times 3. That's 12 units. And before, when this prepaid meter started, you can get 1,000. For 1,000 naira, you can get 44 units. Imagine, this is a hike of like maybe 1000% times as a, I cannot even figure out the increase. Because how do you go from getting 44 units for 1,000 naira to getting just 4 units? It was so it's quite unbelievable, but that is the reality of things. A lot of people have been thrown into poverty, below poverty line, in fact, because of this regime. On Saturday, about 10 people were feared stampeded to death, while 8 others were injured during distribution of food items to vulnerable and elderly persons in the nation's capital, Abuja. This is just as 12 people were confirmed dead in Okija town, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, the same day as they were scrambling for Christmas rice. Sunday Tribune reports that the twin incident came on the heels of a stampede that happened on Wednesday when thousands of people turned up for a Christmas funfair party where free food items were promised to be shared in Ibadan, Oyo State. In the stampede that occurred before the commencement of the event, 35 people, mostly minors, were crushed to death. I saw a video where a trailer had an accident. A trailer carrying spaghetti and Indomie noodles had an accident. And in the accident, all of these packs of Indomie noodles, scattered on the floor, and it was mixed with sand. Do you know that people were still packing it? Despite the fact that these Indomie noodles and spaghetti have been mixed with sand already, they were still packing it. They were still rushing it, packing it. And in my head, I'm like, how are they even going to be able to wash off the sand in this? Because it was very difficult for you to even see the Indomie or the spaghetti in the sand. It was a lot of sand mixtures, but yet people were packing it. That's to tell you that poverty is real, hunger is real. This Tinubu regime, and you are arresting people for cursing the government. You are arresting people. You go arrest people tire. You go arrest people tire. At the Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Meitama, where the Saturday incident happened in Abuja, the FCT Police Command disclosed that the distribution of food at the event focused on the vulnerable and elderly people. In a statement issued to newsmen by the command's spokesperson, SP Josephine Ada, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Tunji Disu, was quoted as saying, "This tragic event, which happened at about 6:30 a.m., led to a stampede that claimed the lives of 10 individuals, including 4 children, and left 8 others with varying degrees of injuries. 4 of the injured have been treated and discharged, while the remaining victims are receiving medical care. To prevent a recurrence of the unfortunate incident, the command directed that any organizations or individuals planning any large public gathering must notify it in advance, adding that this will allow the deployment of adequate security measures to ensure public safety and prevent avoidable tragedies. In Okija town, it was gathered that event where about 32 other persons were said to have sustained varying degrees of injuries was organized by a philanthropic chief, Ernest Obi JC, also known as Obi Jackson. It was gathered that the event was an annual tradition for him during most festive seasons, as it is part of its foundation's Obi Jackson Foundation efforts to assist its kinmen. According to eyewitnesses, the distribution drive, which usually culminates in a large carnival, turned awry when the surging crowd became uncontrollable, leading to a stampede that claimed lives. A resident of the town who identified himself as Uchenna said, "It is not our brother, Obi Jackson, who caused their death, but the people that refused to comport themselves. The bags of rice I saw could take care of everyone and more, but due to the hunger in the land, most people fear that the rice might not reach them. This led to the tragic incident, and it is very unfortunate." Another resident, Mrs. Miriam Okonkwo, who was heading to the venue, said the number of people was overwhelming and more people were still arriving to take part in the rice distribution when people started shouting. The organizers were busy trying to control the crowd, but there was little they could do as the crowd overpowered them. Some people chose to carry as many bags as possible, and when others fell, they were trampled by the surging crowd, leading to the deaths of several individuals. I cannot say exactly how many people died, but it could be around 10 or 13. However, those who were injured are more than 30, and about 6 people fainted. A sister of one of the deceased, Mrs. Rose O'Kelly, revealed that her sister died while struggling to feed them. She is yet to marry. We hope the philanthropist would assist us to give her a befitting burial. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Amen, she said. One of the survivors, Mrs. Agnes Emelu, thanked God for saving her life, noting that the incident wouldn't have happened if the distribution was properly coordinated by the assisted organizations. We need help at the moment. Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo should urgently intervene in this matter. We need help, Emelu said. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. It is obvious that this is not the blame. This blame cannot go to the organizers. This blame can only go to the present administration because it shows the kind of poor decisions that have been made, concerning this country in the past 1 year. Tinubu have been in office maybe a year, or is it even up to a year? And we are experiencing this much hardship. That says a lot. That says that he has made poor decisions. Because when you are telling me that the country is developing, but all your decisions are not impacting the lives of your citizen, which means you are not on the right path. You are not doing well. If your economic decisions is not reflecting in the lives of a citizen, and the citizen is suffering more, they are going below poverty line instead of getting better, it says a lot. It means you are not doing well. You are not doing anything. You all, thank you very much for always listening and watching. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain for now. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.